I took a couple of pots and played with how I could get them to fit together. I would put one pot inside of a larger one and then add the bottom tray and then put another pot on top. Once I determined which my top pot would be, I needed to work on sealing up the drain holes. I used a hot glue gun to seal up the holes at the bottom, but then I was worried that maybe that wasn't going to hold over time, so I ended up taking a layer of Flex Seal and spraying it on the inside as well. I checked to make sure that my pot was watertight, and then I was ready to go. I set everything outside and started to build my fountain. I filled it up with water, and then I decided to add some decorative elements to the outside of my pots. Since I wanted the fountain to work by itself outside and I didn't want to worry about changing batteries, I purchased a solar-powered fountain. I was able to just drop this in place and it started working right away. I wanted to decorate it to go with my fall decor, and so I used some leaves and a few other things just to kind of cover up any rough spots on the pot and to make it look decorative and festive and perfect for my holiday decor. And here's how it looks once I integrated it into my fall decor. You can really decorate this for anything. I think I might do a similar project at Christmas time and use some of that spray Christmas snow kind of stuff to cover the pots and then adorn it on the outside as well. You can really let your imagination run wild.
For today's project, I ran to my local Walmart and grabbed 2 matching pots, one bigger than the other. First thing I did was level an area in the front that would be in direct sunlight and put the bigger pot in first. Next, I grabbed an old bucket that I really didn't need anymore. I was going to place it upside down into the bigger pot. The biggest thing you got to do here is make sure that it's centered. If you need to add some rocks or sand to the bottom to make it sturdy, now's the time to do it. Next, I grabbed a flower pot base, one that was just slightly smaller than the rim, but I wanted to make sure that I turned it with the lip side down, and I'll tell you why later. Make sure it's centered, and then once it's in there, the next step is we're going to take the smaller pot that we got and place it on the center of that pot. Make sure it's centered. Next step, I want to grab some local rocks and place them around the edge. There was a slight gap around the edge, but I made sure to put the bigger rocks in first and then fill it with the smaller rocks. Now, if you want to plant flowers or anything around the edge, you're going to take that flower pot base, turn it with the lip side up. That way you can put soil inside. I went ahead and made sure that these rocks were strategically placed all around the edges to fill any gap and to cover the base completely. You can use river stone if you'd like on this project. Next, I got out a new solar powered fountain that I bought for $10. It floats in the water because it's got a float on the bottom, and it works great in direct sunlight, and it's got many different nozzles for spray patterns. With this fountain comes some plastic spacers. What this does is make sure that the fountain stays in the center of the pot. It avoids the splash coming outside of the pot when it's working. Once you put the clips in the spacer, there's little slots around the sides that you can put this into the foam. Now, these are going to be a little bit bigger than you need, but they're trimmable. So take it, place it on the pot, and then what you're going to do is mark around the edges, give it about a 1/4 inch to 1 inch space. That way it kind of moves around just a little bit. Once you got it marked, you can go ahead and just trim it with a pair of scissors. It's easy to do. Make sure that it fits inside and it's going to be able to float up and down with the water level. Next step, put some nice clear water inside. Once you get it to the water level you want, go ahead and place the fountain inside. Make sure that it has the ability to go up and down as the water level changes from evaporation. Now, once the direct sunlight hits it, voila, you've got a water fountain. The most amazing thing about this is it's solar powered, so you can place it anywhere in your yard that it gets direct sunlight. No worries or cares about an outlet or cords running out underneath. I hope you enjoyed this project. We did, and we can't wait to see you again on Home Talk.